I like it. It looks fresh, but how are we not going to put a crab, or how are we not going to put the best looking flag out there, the Maryland flag, incorporated in the City Connects? They're City Connects. Put the Maryland flag in there. Put a crab in there. Put my logo on there. What's going on here? We got Aaron Judge destroying stadiums. He should be arrested, first of all. With everyone at BTL chat, Tail and Squad Ride, we'll break you guys out of prison later. This guy's cheated multiple times in the past, gotten caught for it. He's actually a human trash can. This dude is the scum on the bottom of your shoe. That guy goes park to park, stadium to stadium, a grown-ass man with a baseball glove, like he's playing in the game, taking home runs from kids, not giving little man the respect he deserves. What a loser.
They're watching me flourish, I'm watching them run. Damn. Brand new bag for pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying.
What's going on, guys? BTL episode 264 piece. Hold the fry, as always, joined by your guys, Krabs and Javon, on this beautiful Monday afternoon slate of 6 MLB games, a College World Series game, and that's about it. Okay, but we're gonna have to make do, Javon. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yep, no doubt. We got plenty to talk about today, though, chats. I mean, this College World Series finale, Javon, should be absolutely electric today. And then I got some good angles in these MLB games as well. We'll do the MLB head-to-head lineups, chat. Those are back today. So not only are we doing a little contest to see if I have a living or breathing chance to defeat Javon in a little props head-to-heads, also, these are good guys for you people to take in your Prize Picks entries throughout the week, because me and Javon pick dudes who we think are going to ball not just today, but throughout the week. All right, guys, so we'll go over that in a minute. We'll talk Padres a little bit and then dive into the MLB slate. Again, it ain't much, guys, but it's honest work, and we're going to make it do. We're going to make it work and grind out that slate. Probably a lot of Prize Picks today, Javon. We might not have a choice. All right, but that ain't no problem. No problem.
Not at all.
Okay, chat. Hope you guys hit some bets this weekend. Hope you guys tailed the squad ride on Friday. If you're not taking the squad ride every single day, we can't help you. We can't help you. All right, another cash on Friday, Javon. We are at 99 wins. We're going for 100 today. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, chat. So get ready. Get your thinking caps on. Hope you guys have gotten your shirts. The BTL shirts are absolutely fire. Hope you guys supported the brands and got some fresh merch out of it. All right, especially you grinders in here early and often watching BTL every damn day. We appreciate the support. All right, chat. Hope you guys cashed some bets this weekend. I didn't cash as many as I wanted to, but we're okay. We're doing all right. And we've got LSU versus Florida tonight, Javon, in a best-of-3 finale. Who do you got tonight to win it all?
Sticking to my guns and saying that Florida was going to win this series. What makes it so tough for the game tonight, especially, is Paul Skeens is going to be in the mix somehow, some way. I'm not of the somewhat naive crowd thinking that he's going to come out and only be able to pitch X amount of pitches. I don't think he's going to be limited. I think he's just going to be able to go out whenever they call his name and go until his arm falls off, pretty much. So that's I don't want to say it's maybe factored into the line a little bit here with LSU, but it's definitely something that's in the back of your mind. The Florida bats, I don't think they're going to do the same thing, obviously, they did yesterday. Certainly aided by the wind. They're talking about it during the broadcast, too. There were 50-degree average, exit. It was ridiculous. Yeah. It was a lot of balls that were supposed to be pop flies.
Launch angles. Yeah. They were literally laughing on the broadcast after that grand slam. They're like, how'd that go out? We've never seen that before in our life. Well, 30-mile-an-hour winds in Omaha, where they built that stadium to produce runs when there's winds, without a doubt. I mean, it delivered.
Yeah, 100%. 100% did. I mean, I don't think they're scoring 24 runs again, I'll tell you that much. But I do think they can hold their own. It's probably a little more of a pitching matchup game, which, again, it's kind of hard to project that, being not just that you have Paul Skeens, but I assume you're going to see Jack Caglione on the mound, who hasn't been fantastic on the mound for Florida throughout this postseason. He was really shaky against TCU. They needed some bullpen help to get through in that one. So if he can be okay, you're going to get LSU Penn and then a mix of Skeens. I think this will be a much closer, low-scoring game, and I still got Florida.
Okay. I'm rolling with Skeens and my pre-tournament future here. I do think LSU wins this game. Hopefully Skeens is able to pitch the entire game. He probably won't be able to, but go out there, give me 5 or 6, put Hurd in there, put Herring in there to close it down. LSU has plenty of options in that bullpen to come out there and close this game down if Skeens can't go more than 5 or 6. All right. And after getting spanked last night, they're a minus 135 favorite, which I expected them to be a favorite because we know it's probably going to be Skeens pitching and he throws 100 miles an hour and looks like Strasburg 2.0. But that's, some respect for LSU in this matchup after getting their dicks kicked in last night against Florida. Right?
Sure.
CJ Dank, 67, coming in with a sub bang. W's Kitch Picks coming in with a sub bang. 1 year bang. Let's fucking go, my man. Appreciate the support, boys. Let's find some winners today. Let's hit some bets. All right. LSU's bullpen's a joke. All right. We'll see tonight, brother. Any thoughts on that total, Javon?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go under after yesterday. LSU's bullpen, funny you bring that up, it's actually been the best in all of the postseason so far. It was terrible in the regular season, but it's been absolutely nails in the postseason. So definitely, I mean, you could say due for a little blow up here, but this is the do it all game. So maybe we see a guy come out with a longer relief outing. You're definitely going to have shorter leashes on anybody who comes in before or after Skeens, but they've been absolutely fantastic. So you can't really say they're a joke anymore. I think we see a 4-3 type game.
Okay. Any meteorologist in chat, please show yourself. Let me know what's the weather going to be like in that game. Crab, to send you Twitter DM. I'm rocking the merch. W Playboy Colty. W. Love it, brother. Heat, Panthers, and now the Gators. Florida just doesn't have the juice this year. Javon, any comments?
Yeah, maybe the state of Florida doesn't. We'll see.
Okay. All right, boys. And look, this would not be a book it stream without shouting out our guy Trent for last night hitting the Super Goats finally. Let's give him a round of applause, chat. Let's just clap it up a little bit for our guy Trent here. Finally winning the Super Goats. My goodness, it took a while, but for him to do it during baseball only with 6 MLB plays, I believe, that's pretty damn impressive. And I told him a couple weeks ago, if you're able to do this and break this stretch during MLB only, I will be extremely impressed. And now we're here. Did not take him very long. So W's Trent, I'm assuming at least 1 or 2 of those squares maybe came from Javon's brain. I don't know. Or maybe he's just trusting Lane Thomas to goats. But how about 2 Nats coming through for Trent?
Yeah, 2 Nats. I mean, you got Ryan Nelson, who was in there for God knows what reason, comes through, god-awful pitcher. You got Drury RBI in there. You love to see it, but no real goats, which is awfully impressive.
Maybe that's why it hit.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah, Gore, legacy night last night, revenge game against his old team, 9 strikeouts. He looked like that was personal. Staring down Soto giving him respect after striking him out for a 3rd time last night. That made my heart warm. That was nice to see. Yeah. Soto, we got a spot for you, brother, if you want to come back and take a discount. We got room for you. Might not be able to put you, 3rd in that lineup anymore. Candelario's balling, but we got room for you, Soto. And I know you can still get on base. All right, buddy. Javon, what else, my man? I mean, the Turk Fest in Florida from last night, we can show the graphic for that or the clip for that while we talk about this game a little bit. But W's Trent, wanted to shout him out. Happy for him. Happy for him last night, getting that 6-piece, hold the front. Don't let him get hot. Money man. Do not let Trent get hot. It might be too late.
Yeah, that's what the books can have.
I'm very excited to see what he does this week and how he bets with those winnings. Okay? Is he going to turn those winnings into more winnings, or is that money going to turn into cake?
I mean, we're going to see probably a couple racks on a slip with Deborah under 4 baggers in, probably immediately. So you can pencil that one in, but the rest of the winnings, we'll see what he does with them.
Okay. Well, let's hope he at least puts a square or an entry in there with Mike Trout more than 1.5 strikeouts. And we'll get to that in a little bit, Javon.
Yeah.
All right. But literally batting practice last night, this game. Very exciting to watch, especially for a Florida ML bettor last night like me. But I do like LSU to take care of business today after getting crushed last night. I mean, Florida was piling it on. This game was really never close after, I think, the 3rd inning. This one was pretty much cookied. And, yes, the win definitely had something to do with it. A lot of these balls should not have gone out, but they did. And now we're here. All right? Chat, let me know if there's going to be any crazy wind in that game tonight. We need to know. Any meteorologists, show yourselves. Okay? But if not, Javon, I think I'm with you. That under is probably a good look after over 20 runs last night. Nuts.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. And this is not the only thing I want to talk about involving LSU right now, Javon. I'm hearing a lot of rumors on the feeds about Cruz and where he's going to be drafted. And Javon, I believe the draft is in a couple weeks. It's coming up. It's shortly after the College World Series. But there's a bit of uncertainty with Paul Skeens going number 1 potentially instead of Dylan Cruz, because the Pirates would potentially not have to pay Skeens more, I guess, as much as they'd have to give Cruz. Very interesting to read this. I'm kind of blown. I want Skeens. I want Skeens going to the Nats. I want Strasburg 2.0 on my team. He looks identical. I want him. Give me him. But it's looking like maybe Cruz falls to that 2 spot, Javon, and maybe we get the best player in college baseball in this coming draft. What are your thoughts on this? And who would you rather have on your team? Chat, you as well. Cruz or Skeens? You want the best pitcher or the best hitter? Who do you guys want?
I would much rather have Skeens personally. I think he probably should have won the Golden Spikes, if I'm being honest with you. Not that Dylan Cruz isn't fantastic, but in my mind, Paul Skeens is still the best player in college baseball. So to see all of this is pretty interesting. I guess you can't really say you're shocked that somebody doesn't want to sign with the Pirates, or there's I think the whole draft slot thing is something that's being made up, to be honest with you, just to cover that part up, that he doesn't want to play for them. So I'm not shocked to see that. But I mean,
there's another tweet here as well that we can show, talking about how Cruz does not want to be going to Pittsburgh. Looks like
I've been seeing that
he does have
a little bit.
No interest. I mean, do you blame them after seeing how they treat their young studs?
Yeah, not at all.
I don't really blame them.
So I'm not too surprised to see that. But I mean, if I'm a Nats fan here, I am certainly not mad however the cards fall.
I want Iguodala. Okay? I will never not laugh at that. W's. And yes, it's a win-win for us and for the top of that. I mean, this draft is going to be stacked. The first 5 guys are all going to be dogs. You can't really lose. But give me Strasburg 2.0. And you guys are going to see him tonight. If you have not seen Skeens pitch, if you have not watched the College World Series yet, tonight is your last chance, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tap in. It's going to be electric. All right, boys. Javon, little head-to-head lineups action. We're back after a week off.
Dive in.
Chat, Javon wanted to take a week off last week after I think I won 2 straight weeks. He was getting a little scared, making up excuses. I gave him a pass. All right, we were traveling a little bit. But Javon, we're back. All right, who do we got today? We'll flash up the graphic if we have it. I can get us started off, though. I'll get us started off. I'm going Elly De La Cruz, Javon, for my infielder. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. He's on fire right now, and they're playing the Orioles, where there should be a bazillion runs in this game. In this entire series in Camden Yards. So I'm back in one of the hottest bats and maybe one of the best bats in baseball when he's only 2 weeks into his career as my infielder. That's a cheese ball pick, not going to lie. But I took the number 1 draft pick on the board. All right, Chad, I need wins. Javon's up 4-2 still. I need wins. And then I'm going Santander, who's one of the hottest hitters in baseball over the last 7 days, absolutely crushing the ball. He's got some good matchups this week facing some Cincy guys. Some turkey tossers, some lefties. So I'm going Santan the man in the outfield, and then Shohei Ohtani, who I believe is facing the White Sox after he struck out a boatload of guys in his last outing. He's dialed on the mound, and I think the White Sox have been a little trendy recently, so I'm expecting them to cool off this week. Give me Shohei to deal, and that's my 3-piece hold the fry.
Yeah, I like those picks. Definitely like Tony Taters, who I probably would have taken him if he didn't, and he's somebody that I'm definitely looking at today. I guess we'll talk about that. We talk about the prize board, but he's definitely a pretty good look there. I went with some guys that I've previously had on my team. I might have had them actually on the same week, at least for my fielders here. For my pitcher, I went Blake Snell, who's going to be facing the Pirates today. He's been in absolute demon mode for Trent's goat whale. You're going to get no shortage of whiff rates and chase rates from the Pirates, especially against left-handed pitching. Pretty anemic offensively for a while now. That's no secret. I just think the trend keeps rolling, at least for the Pirates start.
Yeah.
So, backing him. Good to do that. Then for infielder, I went Marcus Semien, who is going to face a couple of lefties, going to face the Tigers staff and bullpen that's been pretty well used, pretty taxed over the past week. Outside of, I guess, the Reese Olson start where he pitched absolutely immaculately. I think that was Saturday. So they got yesterday, they had an extra inning game where they used a lot of their arms. They got Matthew Boyd coming in today, a lefty who the Rangers should, on paper, at least have a really good matchup against. They've seen him once, really didn't hit him up all that much until the end of his outing. So put it back him in, against a couple of lefties and or some mid pitchers that the Tigers are going to throw back there. Then I went Corbin Carroll, who I think, honestly, he is going to terrorize the Rays in this series. They have Taj Bradley, Zach Eflin, Yanni Chirinos. Taj Bradley can pitch somewhat decently here, except he's really bad early in games, which, I mean, when Corbin Carroll has a really big game, he's striking early and often with the rest of those guys. So not too worried about him, but against Eflin and Yanni Chirinos and maybe an extended relief outing from somebody who comes out of that bullpen in the last game, I think he absolutely destroys the Rays on the base pass as well, where they've really struggled as of lately. So I think he just has a monster series. So those are my guys.
Okay. This could be the first week where I'm a betting favorite, according to Power Watts.
Yeah.
Okay. This is good. Chad, I'm getting my feet under me. Javon is the prop king. You guys know that, but I'm learning on the fly and getting better every day. And we're hitting more Prize Picks entries. Honestly, shout out you and shout out your sweatshirt, props.cash, because those have been two key components for my Prize Picks bankroll. If you guys aren't telling Javon's Prize Picks squares, or if your guys not using props.cash, we'll put the freaking discount in chat again. Figure it out. If you want to hit more slips, give it a try for a month. Use the promo discount. If you don't like it, get rid of it. But I promise you it'll help. It's helped me build my bankroll immensely. I've never hit more Prize Pick slips in my life than I have over the past month or two since I've started using it. So maybe it had something to do with Trent even hitting the Supercoats.
Yeah,
I won't go that far, but it could have. All right, boys. Javon, I think I put myself maybe minus 115, maybe a coin flip pick 'em with this head-to-head. I think we have two stacked lineups. I see us both soaring over for the total of points in this head-to-head. I think we'll both be maybe in the 150s with these guys.
That could be huge.
Okay.
We definitely have some stolen bases on our side this week.
We definitely do. And somebody asked earlier, do I get points for Shohei hitting? No, that'd be a little cheesy. So no Shohei points hitting-wise for me, just on the bump against the White Sox this week. Okay, chat. W's. Renfroe double play in the ninth was a swift kick in the bat Bulls. Sure. Balls. There we go. W autocorrect. We moved Bulls 35. We'll be back. We'll find some winners today. Don't stress. Okay. Javon, we got 6 MLB games. We're going to deep dive into those and do some prize picks. But first, let's talk a little bit about the Padres. They stink. And they've come out and they started chirping the Nats. At least Xander Bogaerts did. Did you see this?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Xander Bogaerts saying it's the fucking Nats. What are we doing losing 2 in a row to these guys? Don't disagree with anything he said. I will say maybe his performance should be a little bit better on the field if he's going to come out and chirp the rest of his team, because he's in a 4 for 30 slump right now or some shit like that. Xander, once again, him and his team surrounding him is underperforming and they're not winning as much as they should be. I'm not blaming Xander for it. I don't think this was incorrect, what he's saying. Yeah, they got to beat the Nats. But the Nats are also very scrappy, not the best example here in my opinion. And that's a very personal series for the Nats. That's almost like their World Series, facing the Padres with all those trades and stuff. You know what I mean? These guys want to ball against their old squad. So you get the effort levels there. The Padres don't look like they're giving me a bunch of effort on the field. I'm not really seeing it. A lot of great players, though, but not a lot of wins, Javon. They've lost 5 of their last 7, including 2 in a row to the Nats. Natitude, W's. Javon, this team is 6.5 games out of the wild cards. They're 9 games out of first place. Are you packing up shop on the Padres?
Not necessarily, and it really honestly doesn't have to do anything with them. It's more so like a big reason. A lot of people, when I took like the Reds' future, they're talking about, why would you not just take them to win the division? Because the playoffs, you already have some pretty well set wild card teams, and it's hard to imagine 2 people in that division getting in the wild card. I think that wild card's going to be a mess starting like right after the All-Star break. So I don't see a world where they won't be at least in the conversation there. So I'm not going to pack them up yet. Like the Marlins, really anybody up there other than like the Dodgers, who I think are going to start to make a run. And then it's going to be like they're going to be the best team out of the wild card if they don't win the division. And the D-backs, if they slip, it'll be the same thing with them. But a lot of these teams, I expect regression from the Marlins and Giants. I think the Brewers are going to continue to fall. I think the Phillies are in a really weird spot. The Cubs, I think, are going to continue to fall once they get off their little hot streak here. So I think it's going to be a mess there. So I'm not packing them up yet, but they got to figure it out, because I thought they were going to start to pick up some momentum after the Rays series, because they looked really good in that series. Their pitching staff has been fantastic, really, at every point so far this season, especially as of late. The bats are just not good. They're not good enough. They're inconsistent.
I think our guy Bobby is on the right track here too. This team on paper should be dominant. this team on paper should be one of the best teams in baseball, record-wise, statistically, without a doubt, with the lineup they have, with Hader and with some of those starters they have. This is embarrassing. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It goes to show you that you can't use the Yankee strategy and expect to go out and buy the best players every year and win games. That's not how you win baseball games. That's how you could get to the playoffs some years, for sure. That's how you make your team not dog shit like the Nats. The Nats could go out there and open up the wallets and buy the best players in free agency, and they'd have a better product on the field. But that's lazy. That's a lazy way to manage. And that's why you see teams like the Rays and teams like the Orioles who grind, they recruit, they develop, and they home grow their guys. And they have good heads on their shoulders, and they're not a bunch of big ego guys in the locker room, which I'm not blaming the Padres' success on a bunch of ego guys in the locker room. But, it's crazy to me to see this team struggling this much with what they have on paper. And I'm surprised to see teams taking the Yankees approach here and the Padres going out spending $1 bazillion and not trying to home grow and develop and grow a winning culture and winning team like your Rays.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I guess you don't really have a choice because, they've been, I guess, trying to do that for a while now and haven't done anything until they made the big spend. So, I don't know. It's a tough situation for them, but they got to figure it out pretty soon. I know it's only June, so I'm not trying to overreact and say it's the end of their season, but they need to start picking it up quickly.
They are lucky that the NL stinks. And to be honest, they could probably dick around for another month or so and still sneak their way in there.
Yeah, they can.
Straight up. And I know they're a second half team, whatever. Last year they were. I get it. But we need to see something because you can't lose 2 games in a row to the Nats. And you can't be 6.5 games out of the wild card with this team and the amount of money they're paying these guys. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Pretty much.
Still can't believe I took Machado over home run. Bro, it was always Xander against Corbin. And that was also a bad beat of the ages. So we're not even going to talk about that.
Yeah. It was
First 5 under this weekend. Jesus Christ.
So tough.
Chat, you guys want to talk about some MLB games today? You guys ready? We only got 6. But we're going to dive into them deep, and we're going to find Prize Pick squares as well. Okay, boys. Most importantly, obviously, squad ride, last 10 minutes of the show. Get your brains, get your thinking caps on. All right, start crafting, start finding winners. We need you guys picking the right button so we can get our 100th squad ride of the year tonight. All right, boys. Cincinnati versus Baltimore. Let's talk about the Reds and the Braves series, Javon, this weekend. You called that series pretty much to a T. Runs. I believe all 3 overs hit. Did last night's over hit or not?
They did. Yeah, they
did sneak over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Great call. I know the Reds, they didn't sweep, right? They fought, but they really just did not have the arms, I feel like, to kind of hang in there with the Braves. At the end there, when it was just an offensive shootout, the Braves' arms were just a little less shitty at the end of the day. You agree?
Yeah. And they got into a tough spot. Especially yesterday because Lively was supposed to start, then he got last second put on the IL, so they had to call up Levi Stout, and I forget who came out of the bullpen. I keep forgetting this guy's name. Came out second time to make his MLB debut, but yeah, they're in a really tough spot injury-wise. But, all the fact that if you took Braves -1.5 in all 3 of those games, you didn't win a single bit of coin. The Reds, they fight. And they score late runs. Their offense is certainly one you can't hold down, even if you're scoring runs off their pitching. And honestly, I'm not trying to just pump up the guys here, but despite how amazing the Braves offense looked, even in the Ashcraft start on Saturday where he gave up, I think 6, Matt Olson golfed the pitch out for a 2-run tank. Ashcraft,
have a weekend.
Matt Olson was ridiculous this series. So
Ashcraft
his stuff looked significantly better than it did pre-injury. So I wasn't expecting much from him yesterday or Saturday, but long term, I'm kind of buying in for him to be back. Levi Stout honestly looked okay yesterday. Yeah, Matt McClain, if he's hitting like he is,
have a weekend, kid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
have a weekend.
I'm not gonna get worried about this team whatsoever, especially when they do start getting healthy, even if it might take a while.
And I talk about the Nats being scrappy, and they are at times, but the Reds are a good team that's actually scrappy, and they win and they have potential. I hope you guys understand the difference. They both scrap out wins. They both cover. They both lose by 1 all the time. They both fight till the 9th inning. But the Reds, the talent on that team, that young core, for them to all be playing at this level, Javon, is bonkers. And I hope it continues.
Yeah.
Even guys like Spencer Steer, who we're not shouting out right now, who deserves a shout out.
You could go up and down that lineup.
Everybody.
Ridiculous. And you want to talk about like heart, because we were talking about the Padres having a lack of it, not feeling like a team. The Reds certainly do at pretty much every level. And guess what series we get this weekend?
What do we got?
We get Padres Reds.
Do we? Sure.
Oh, so important. And I believe that's also in Great American Ballpark. It is. So the Reds bats get a little break going to Baltimore here for 3 games, and they go back to Cincy in a hitter's environment. Maybe they get to a really good Padres rotation. I wouldn't be shocked to see it. But
okay,
a team that has so much heart going against the Padres team that seems absolutely lost, especially with all the egos going around in that locker room right now. That's like I ironed out like the Dodgers and Astros series just because they're the Dodgers and Astros for the Reds to have a lot of success in. Feels like a similar spot with the Padres here, where they just get a really big series win.
Okay.
And while we're talking about series, before we go to this game, we can look at some of these series odds.
Yeah, W. I was going to bring up Javon had a wizard type call at the end of last week, Chad. I think it was Friday, talking about that Yankees series price against the Rangers, I believe. The Yankees were, I think, a favorite, Javon. Were they minus 120?
Yeah, they're minus 120
to win that series, and we're like, what the hell? Did not take any action on that, on that bet for the series, but the Yankees did go on to win that series. So texted Javon this morning, let's take a peep at these series prices for these 6 series starting up, I believe. And let's see if Javon thinks or finds anything weird or off with these lines.
Yeah, so like with the ones starting today, there's not ones that are super, super crazy, because I do like to look at like the weird ones that are about like minus 120, minus 130, maybe a team you don't think is favored should be favored when you have a little 3-game series here. And yes, somebody said Rangers only minus 120. That's a 4-game series. So I was looking at a lot of these, like majority of the time when you have a better team, you're going to see minus 110 to minus 120, 130 when you have a 4-game series, even if they're going to be significant favorites. So those don't really stick out to me all that much. Maybe the Mets, honestly, I was looking at that series, which that's kind of the standard price, but it's also a little strange, I guess you could say. It's a lot of respect for a team that's reeling, coming off of the weekend series like they were against the Phillies with that massive collapse yesterday. You got Frank at an absolute shambles at what happened yesterday at the end of the game. Trey Turner getting the hit by pitch to win the game there, go ahead run in the bottom of the 8th. But they have, I think, I know they have Verlander today. They're significant favorites, like minus 170, minus 180. You got David Peterson going tomorrow. You got Kodai Senga, who's kind of a weird pitcher to predict. So, I mean, I was expecting more plus money here on the Mets series price, to be honest with you. And yeah, the Brewers already swept the Mets, destroyed them in the series. So to see this is probably a little bit of respect. That's kind of one of the 2 that I earmarked a little bit.
Okay.
Then the other one, if you can go down a little further, is probably this Angels-White Sox series. I guess you can say I was expecting a flip of these prices a bit. So I wouldn't mind. I don't think I'm going to play it, but I'm keeping it in mind throughout the series, that little series tied price at 160 or plus 160. Because we have the Angels today, minus 140. We got Shohei, which is a massive price tomorrow at like minus 220. So that's kind of more so the price that I was expecting for the Mets a little bit at this plus 125. And the White Sox are, getting a little trendy. I 100% understand. But the Angels are reeling, I guess you could say. They hit the 25-run game in Coors, but still ended up losing the series. The most Angels thing ever. I was expecting a little more respect for them here, so a series tied at plus 160 is certainly catching my eye.
Chase, that's an L, brother.
Oh,
Take the squad ride today, cancel that L out. That's brutal. 3 months, 3 days a week? What are you doing, the greatest case on earth? You might learn something. That might be kind of cool. You might be in like a crazy case. They're putting Chase to work in there. Holy smokes. At least you get free lunches. Holy smokes.
Better be guys.
Okay, Javon. Let's depict these, or let's break down these 2 series prices. Let's go up to the top one first.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. We'll peep it. All right. Mets and Brewers series. Okay, so I already think Verlander's dealing to that. Strikeout got bumped up. I think the Mets take care of business and win a series for the first time since Nam. Is that what you're seeing here? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking to back the Mets here.
Okay.
It's strange too because obviously you have a 4-game series. So to win it, you would need 3. We have interesting matchups. You got David Peterson against Julio Teheran, who's been absolutely amazing. You can say maybe the line's not going to respect him tomorrow. That plays a little bit into it. You got Kodai Senga against Wade Miley, it looks like, on Wednesday. And then you're going to have Scherzer, Freddie Peralta, which maybe Scherzer's going to get a little bit of a tax there, but he's been pretty decent. I'm starting to buy back into him a little bit, even though I faded him this weekend, didn't necessarily play out. So I think the Mets can have a really good series here. And like I've been targeting the Brewers to slide a little bit like they've been, probably is going to continue.
Okay. All right. Maybe the Mets are a good look here, -110. Worst case, series ties. If it ties, though, you lose your bet, though, I'm assuming, because they give you a tie option here.
Yeah, because it's a 4-game
That is some serious respect for the Mets to win 3 of these 4 games, chat, with how they've been playing. Okay. Let's keep that in mind. We don't have to bet that. You can if you want, but let's just keep that in mind kind of as this week goes along, like we did this weekend with the Yankees and the Rangers series. Because I was so soft for not betting the Yankees over the weekend, but I was eyeing them, and after seeing how that series played out, I think we should be using these series prices more.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Javon. Okay, W's. With all that being said, let's pivot back to the Orioles game. The square over in this game. I don't know if it's square, but the public over, the trendy over maybe is what we want to call it. Over that makes so much sense. I don't want to fade it. I still think it hits. I want to take it, but I'm afraid to take it because everybody's on. I'm assuming you feel the same way.
I'm not afraid to take it
Okay.
only because, honestly, yes, I'm talking about Brandon Williamson here, who hasn't been fantastic. I've seen flashes in his last couple starts where he's actually been really good. So I guess in my mind, I have a little higher of a perception than I did when he first came in of Brandon Williamson. I don't have Cole Irvin, though. I think he's going to get absolutely crushed. The Reds' bats on the road have not necessarily been there, not just in the sense that they've been really good at Great American Ballpark. You're going to have a difference of numbers just like the Rockies and Coors, but they've been pretty bad, call it, on the road. Cole Irvin, though, pretty much bottom percentile in any single category, especially hard hit rate, barrel rate, exit velocity, pretty much everything. So I think he gets crushed. I think Williamson's in trouble too, but these bullpens are pretty compromised too, especially the Reds. They've been using Alexis Diaz so much more than he's supposed to be used. They used him yesterday when they were down 2 in the 8th.
Why?
I didn't understand. Just burned him for no reason. They've used him, Buck Farmer's gas, Lucas Sims' gas, which is why they had to make all the call-ups that they did. So
dude.
Williamson's not going to give them length. So if they get into the bullpen, they're going to give up runs. And the Orioles bullpen is probably not one you want to fade, but you do have Felix Bautista, who's pitched 2 days in a row. So I can only assume that he's probably not available today. So probably just relying on Yenny or Cano, and Cole Irvin's probably not going to give them too much length either. So they're probably going to have to use a long relief guy.
Yeah, Cano's a little taxed too. So maybe you sneak in there, and we do get this over in the first game with these bullpens kind of weak. Gosh, they need to chill out on that bullpen usage. It looks like the Reds are getting a little ahead of themselves. They're gonna find themselves how the Nats did in 2019, where they fucking pitched Doolittle every single game to just keep them in the season, and it worked. He kept them in games. He closed them out. He did his job, and literally without him, we don't win a World Series. And I don't like Doolittle, but I like him for that, and I respect him for that because his arm was literally fucked for his career after that, and it pretty much ruined it and ended his career. They don't need to, get ahead of themselves here and overwork their closer, because by the time they get to the bullpen, he's going to be toast. And even if he doesn't get hurt, he's not going to be as effective. So I think they need to cool it a little bit. I know that in series this weekend was important. A lot of sellouts. There was a streak, right? Most exciting time in Cincy in years. I get it. But let's pump the brakes a little bit. It's a 162-game season. You don't need to see one of these young arms in a not very deep bullpen get hurt in these meaningless games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. It's tough because I certainly am huge on everything they're doing on the back end of the bullpen throughout the streak, because A, they wanted to keep it going, but also B, the streak is super important to a super young ball club, super young guys in the dugout. So riding that as long as you can, perfectly fine. Playing against the Braves, a lot of big crowds, massive series. I get it, but you got to relax. A lot of it is honestly out of necessity, I guess you could say, because they're so injured, but they're going to start to figure it out as far as managing their workload. They just got to finish games, which is crazy to say. Offensively, they're just going to have to score 12 to ever be in a comfortable situation to not put Alexis Diaz in pretty much. So this is definitely the square corp over of the day, especially with all the lower totals. I guess you see the rest of the board. I still can get down with it though. 9.5 to 10
Okay.
too.
And I'll be honest, I thought that opener with Cole Irvin being -150 or -145 or whatever he briefly opened up at last night before, since he got steamed once again back to a pretty normal line now, I thought that was some respect for Irvin. And I know he's looked better recently, but both these two lefties pitching in this game. We got Zion for the Reds and we got Cole Irvin on the Orioles. Both are lefties. Both these offenses hit lefties better, and both these lefties kind of stink, although they've been relatively better recently, trending the right direction. So I would not be surprised if the Orioles win this game. I think the Reds might be a little fake sharp, definitely public, not surprised. I think I lean over the public square over that sharps and squares are all in love with today. I like it. I still might play it. And then I do lean the Orioles on the ML, even with that line move towards the Reds. Reds are very public. The line's going to move, but that was a crazy opener, I thought, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think the Reds. I think this could be similar to the Brave series, not like as far as all the overs. So you're not playing a Great American Ballpark against one of the greatest offenses in the game. But I think they can come out and win this first game and might struggle the next two. You're facing Cole Irvin, then we have tomorrow Andrew Abbott against Tyler Wells. I honestly think Tyler Wells is going to pitch really, really well against that Reds lineup. I guess this is kind of going back to the series price too, because the Orioles are laying -170. I think Abbott gets touched up a little bit, and I think Luke Weaver certainly gets killed come Wednesday. So kind of marking this as the one game that can hopefully win in the series.
Okay. Yeah, sketch. I think the Orioles win this series. I'm with you. That series price we didn't talk about much before, but yeah, I think a little telling, and that opener with Cole Irvin at -150-ish was telling as well. A little sketch how hot the Reds have been, but let's not forget about how well the Orioles have played legitimately the entire season. Maybe people are getting bored of it. I don't know. There's more new exciting teams on the block like the Reds, but either way, this series is going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely electric. My goodness. Javon, do we want to start crafting some prize picks as we, go through these games and maybe build it on the sides while we go?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we probably have some guys we're looking at in this game.
Sure. Has to be, right?
Yeah.
Has to be. Any guys you brought in or have already on your minds? I got some ideas, but you get us started.
Yeah, I mean, we got to go to our guy, Tony Taters here.
Okay.
I was looking at his fantasy score because, like I do, I was eyeing the board on a Sunday night, of course. Dropped his fantasy score at 7. So I was shocked. It's getting bumped up twice already. He also has total bases up. Like, he's been one of the hottest hitters in the league, so it's not like they're putting this up for the first time, and it's absolutely strange. But I really like his matchup against Williamson. I think he's just absolutely going to torch him this entire series, and especially like with Williamson, the amount of hard contact he allows, it's really just going to take one for Santander, and he's going to see one go a long way. So I like him today for sure.
Okay. Somebody in chat keeps talking about Irvin hits allowed. He does not have any props up besides strikeouts, chat. So would love to target that.
I think they might have put some up, right?
Did they put it up? Let me refresh.
Oh, they took it off. I did see it briefly. It was at 6 flat.
Damn. Okay. Well, yeah, it's gone, boys. My fault. You guys are, I guess, even more in the lab than me. Holy smokes. We're talking about Irvin, chat, with that hit prop, but we're talking about Santander to take today. Javon, you like that fantasy score that got bumped up twice, you said?
Yeah, I definitely I don't mind anything for Santander there. I just maybe with Williamson you want the walks involved, but in a game where I expect some runs, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked to see him take 1 yard. I don't think it's going to matter for him.
Okay. That square looks so free and easy on the board. I'm not going to lie, but I'm in. And I picked him this week for a reason. He's on fire, one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and has a good matchup. So I'm in. Any other Orioles you were debating? Were you contemplating Mateo? I know Gunnar is up there for hit run RBI, and he's been pretty good over the past month or so, but he's facing a lefty. Not ideal for him, but at times recently he's looked so good it hasn't really mattered. Yeah,
I don't know if Gunnar is just going to be benched today because of Westburg coming up. If he does,
good call.
I mean, that's going to be exciting in itself. But Yeah,
Mhm.
if he plays and they have that 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI, especially if he doesn't end up leading off, which I can only assume he won't be, that's like a super weird square that I would 100% be able to get behind. Because when they've been putting that up against the lefty, and he's been so horrendous against lefties, he's been hitting that. I think we talked about it when we were in Chicago because it was up like the day after we went or something, and he was up for that. And what do you know? He had like 2 RBI and 2 hits or something crazy. So if that's the case, I'm down for that too. But I would much rather go Tony Taters. I will say I've been eyeing like Adley for a couple of days now because he's been so cold. He's going to eventually snap out of it, but he's just been terrible.
Can we help out our guy Dior here? He said his book doesn't have fantasy scores. How would you attack if you like a guy's fantasy score? Would it be hit run RBIs?
That's like the closest comparison, on the book. So I would take that. That's usually what I look at to compare and see what lines make sense, what lines don't. Obviously, when you have like a Ellie De La Cruz or somebody like that, where a stolen base is a much bigger part of the fantasy score, it's a little different. But like, that's the closest comparison you can get.
Okay. W's. Damn, hit a lay and sub up, bro. Damn. Get to work on that hit run RBI square. Go find that during the ads and then hit a lay and sub up. Come on now. Base is good or no? Sure. I think it's a little weird those bases are up, but I don't really see how that doesn't hit. So, we're going to play fantasy score, but the TBs is not a bad luck either.
Yeah.
All right. Rare Ozzy Albies fantasy score. Yeah, we're going to talk about that game. Don't you guys worry. Let's just go over real quick, though, the Reds and see if there's any Reds up here that Javon likes, because I think there's a good amount of
There's a couple.
Good amount of guys. Some guys that were catching my eye. I mean, Luke Maley being up for hit run RBIs, I bet. 1.5, too, not just a half. You think he goes off today?
He's sneakily been a lefty killer for them, too. He's obviously the most dynamic hitter in their lineup, but when he's been at the back end facing a lefty, he's actually been pretty solid. So he's certainly a guy on target. They have a lot of the platoon lefty guys up today, which they usually don't have them all up at once. So it's interesting that they do today, not just Maley, but Kevin Newman, who usually leads off against lefties. They have him up for 1.5 bases today. They have Nick Senzel, hit run RBI, who he's been destroying lefties. So like any 3 of those squares, honestly, I wouldn't mind at all. Probably like both the hits, runs, and RBIs a little bit better. But the back end guys. I'm definitely not backing Jonathan India. He's been terrible. God awful.
Okay.
I don't know why he hits so high in the lineup still.
All right. I hate sweating giving out 10 sub bangs. Holy smokes. Let's go, Beast.
W.
Let's go, Beast. I hate sweating. Yeah, that's why you tail the squad rides, brother.
There we go.
W's. 10 gifts. Appreciate that, my man. And we got Sweater Weatherman coming in 10 minutes ago with a sub bank. Sweater Weatherman. What's going on in Baltimore tonight? I'm seeing there's a lot of bad weather coming in my area. I'm a little worried about that game even being played. And Javon, that's not even a joke. It's supposed to be like rain and hail by me around like 6 p.m. tonight. So definitely would not be surprised if that game gets canceled or pushed back. Drew List is hit. Terrible weather in B-More, 100%.
Yeah, if it doesn't play,
would not be surprised if that game gets canceled. So we probably shouldn't even spend any more time on it, to be honest.
If it doesn't play, it doesn't play. It's going to get played eventually. So
sure,
we'll be all right.
Very wise. Very wise. Are you cool if we go Luke Maley? That guy's looking at me funny on the board.
I'm fine with Luke Maley.
Dubs. We move. Any other Reds or Orioles you need, or do we move on to Milwaukee and the Mets?
Yeah, we can move on there.
Okay. The Mets, man. Look, we had POD Pete on here a couple weeks ago talking about the Mets and how they'd be back. Well, we're at this point, they still stink. We got a clip for you guys. This is pretty much how every Mets fan is probably feeling right now. I don't know why we expected anything different, but watch this fan's reaction to the ball hitting Trey Turner. He just goes, fuck it, I'm out of here. He just leaves. He goes, all right, I'm out. You know what? Right in front of the camera. Hysterical. And I know he wasn't even probably doing it on purpose. That's just a raw reaction, catching a guy from the freaking Diamond Club or whatever they call it at the Phillies games. Hysterical. All the time. These Mets fans, I do honestly feel bad for you guys, and I'm in your division, and that's how you know your team underperforms a lot. And that's just straight up facts, okay? Once again, you guys have found another way to unlock underperforming. It's a new way. You've brought in 2 of the greatest pitchers from my generation watching baseball, in Scherzer and Verlander, 2 walking Hall of Famers, surefire Hall of Famers, best pitchers ever. and even that can't fix it. You have a lineup that's absolutely stacked. From the bench to the starters, you have depth, you have power, you got contact, you got veterans, you got young guys. You got Buck Showalter, a legendary coach who his mind is respected heavily in the baseball world, and the guy's gone to World Series. I think he's won a World Series as well. They have everything they need. They have Cohen, the owner, who's willing to pay whatever. You know what they don't have, chat? They don't have wins. We talked about it with the Padres, too. It doesn't matter how stacked your team is or who you go out and buy. At the end of the day, you need chemistry. And baseball is a team game more than others. And you need it to be like the Reds. Be more like the Reds teams. Find, the chemistry, get a young core, develop your own guys, and don't just buy the old fossils on the block. It doesn't work. Okay. And once again, the Mets have found another way to underperform and make my life better because it's hysterical. And any Mets fans in here, I'm sorry. I apologize. But once again, you guys stink. You're a joke. And I do think the Mets win this series, though. So there's a little bright spot for you guys coming up. And I do think they win today. But they're minus 145 or 175. They better fucking win today. Javon, where's your head at with this Mets team? I mean, they're an absolute joke. The Nats have as many wins as them over the past 3 months as they do. It's ridiculous, man. They're down at the bottom of the standings of the NL East. What a joke they are. What a joke.
A little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. So I'm kind of with you, and I think Verlander has a pretty good performance today. It's not the hottest take to say because, like, somebody's been spamming in chat. I mean, the Brewers have been horrendous against righties really this entire month, the majority of the year, I guess you could say. But really, in June, they've just been horrendous. So I think he has a really good performance. All he has to do is limit hard contact. Brewers aren't the best at doing that, again, especially against right-handed pitching as of late. So I think he can pitch okay. Even if he gives up a couple, I think he'll be fine because I think Colin Rea is actually a weirdly interesting matchup for the Mets a bit. He's just he's such a weird pitcher, and I think he's going to his whole MO has been, I just want to nibble around the corner, allow soft contact, which has worked pretty well, I guess, against the Mets, you could say, but certain hitters have really good matchups against them. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint just one in that game, but I think this is going to be just a super weird. I wouldn't be surprised if we see runs in the back end of these guys' starts type game, and the Mets scratch it out. First win of a little stretch for them here this week.
Yep, I do think they win. I'm not willing to take their minus 1.5, especially with them playing at home. And I really don't want to take the over in this game either. Like you said, I think Ray will be just fine and do just enough, although I do think the Mets squeak out a win here probably late and probably not worth the stress, in my opinion, not for a minus 175 wager. But give me the Mets ML as a lead, 100%.
Yeah.
Any squares we want to take in this game? There's got to be a square.
It's kind of tough.
There's got to be one.
I don't know.
There's got to be one.
Anything catching your eye?
Let's take a peek. We'll go through them.
I mean, I know we had a nuke yesterday, but I guess you don't see Lindor 1.5 bases up all that often.
I saw people in chat talking about Lindor on the board. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, I mean, Vogelback and Pham are up there for 1.5 hit run RBIs. I mean, Vogelback has been a liability out there this season. I mean, he needs some help. He's up there on the board. Has he heated up recently? And am I missing something? I'll check out his stats. But I mean,
Danny Burgers, man.
Danny Burgers has been mid. He has been freaking Burger King type burgers. No Five Guys. He's hitting 218, Javon. I mean, hasn't gotten to hit the last 2 games. Was kind of maybe heating up a spec before that. The guy's hit 1 home run, 2 home runs this month, 4 on the year. Why is Danny Burgers up there?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's a little weird.
And he's never up there for hit run RBIs, is he? He's barely even up on Prize Picks.
Yeah, he usually gets half a base.
Yeah.
Not really sure. And yes, chat, we know the weather situation for every single game. We go through this every day. We say the game's not going to happen, then it happens. If it doesn't happen, so be it. But we'll be looking at the games no matter what. There's only 6 games.
100%.
But, yeah, Danny being up there is probably a little weird. Tommy Pham, I don't mind him either. I don't know why he's up there.
Yeah, let's see what my guy Tommy's been doing. Tommy Pham, I mean, at least one of those 2. It's hitting. And we'll take a peep at the other side as well and see if there's any weird shit up for the Brewers. Because if they are, then maybe the over would not be a terrible look here. It definitely would talk me off of the under that I initially leaned, seeing all these squares. I mean, dude, Tommy Pham has been so mid. He had 2 hits the other night, sure, but he's been striking out 2 times a game. He's not doing anything crazy. I still think Vogie's a little weirder, though, and I wouldn't mind, taking Vogues for now and maybe taking him out if we find something better later.
Yeah, we can work on that. Do that.
Okay. So right now we've got Luke Maile, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We got Santan, the man, more than 8 fantasy. And we got Danny Bogus, more than 1.5 hit, run, RBIs for now. That one's a TBD. Okay. Let's go to the Brewers. All right. I'm seeing people talking about Winkers up there. We might have missed our window on Jesse Winker. I'll be honest, chat, but he is up there for half a total base. Man, he has been one of the biggest disappointments in MLB this season. That's probably my favorite square out of all these, but I still think I'd rather go Danny Bogus. You love him?
I mean, I would definitely like target a Met for a Brewer in this game, that's for sure. But yeah, the fact that Winker's up there, he hasn't really been all that good since the tank at all. So
he's not.
It's probably a little surprising for Verlander.
Do you want to take that, or do you want to keep Vogues in there?
We can take. I'd rather take Vogelback, but keep Winker in the back pocket.
Okay, just in case. Dubs.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to Minnesota and Atlanta. Here, Javon. We'll talk about the game first, and then dive into the Prize Picks cards. I think Strider deals today. I think Strider deals. Maybe his fantasy score is a little high. I don't know. You tell me. Maybe it's where it's usually at. But, I mean, Sonny Gray has been one of the better pitchers in baseball this season so far. And I know Strider's been good as well, but a little inconsistent at times. That's some serious respect. And, yes, the Twins lineup stinks. And, yes, the Braves are one of the hottest teams in baseball. 100%. I get it. But that's a 40-cent line move after the fact, where I thought the opener made sense. And now we've got the Braves laying minus 230 against one of the best pitchers in baseball in Sonny Gray. So I think the Braves win this game, Javon. I don't know where your head's at there. We'll start with sides.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody is starting to hop back on the Strider train today, and I'm certainly not fading it. Because, I mean, if he doesn't, I think he's starting to get back a little bit. Not all the way there. I'm not 100% there with him. But, I mean, last start – Velo is back up. Pitches looked a little sharper. Off speed, especially, looked a little sharper. Fastball command looked better. So, I'm starting to think that he's not completely broken. But against the Twins too, you have kind of like the dream matchup that you want from him. Like their 30% K rate against righties in June, which is worse in the league. I mean, they also hit the ball hard, which I guess you could say maybe that's going to turn into a solo shot or two against Strider, which I could certainly see. But, I'm probably going to have to join the rest of the world with Strider having a really good performance. I'll probably be back in Strider strikeouts at 9 or 9.5, wherever it is. I think he gets 10 today. So even with regardless of how well he pitches, I think the strikeouts are going to be there against the Twins. Not a hot take, but at 225, minus 225 against Sonny Gray is probably a little telling.
Agreed. 100%. I might have seen Strider's strikeouts get bumped down. You might have to correct me if I'm wrong.
No, yeah, it did.
It got bumped down to 9 from 9.5.
I'm pretty sure any K line that like at the books is anything above like 8.5 is going to get bumped down. The odds are going to shift the other way. It's seen that with like.
Is it back to 9.5? Trent's saying.
Could be.
Got bumped back up.
Yeah, it's probably going to get bumped back up and down because it's like right in the middle as far as like book lines go. It's been going back and forth, but. Yeah, back up at 9.5, I guess, on PP. I really don't care where it goes. He's getting 10.
Okay, so let's lock that in. I'm with you. I like it. Strider over 9.5 strikeouts?
Yep.
Sure. Buying low relatively. I saw 9 this morning. 100%. It got bumped down to 9 earlier, but now it's bumped back up.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, Noel, we love that. Yes. Good work. Good work. It's 9.5 plus money on the books. I can fuck with it. Same, brother. Same. And people will probably be betting that over, honestly, throughout the day, and would not be surprised if that steam keeps moving up. But TBD on that.
Yeah.
All right. Who are they playing here? We got any Twins we want to take, Javon? Let's at least take a look. All right, let's take a look and see if there's any Twins. Although we're kind of eliminated with taking Strider, but let's see if we like anything better. They've got Michael A. Taylor up there for half a hit run RBI. That's kind of weird. He's never faced Strider before. I looked. And, I mean, he's going to strike out at least twice today against Strider, maybe 3 or 4 times. So that's a little bit of a weird square in my opinion. Does not mean I want to take it, though. Just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, fair. I would have loved to take like a fantasy score under for like a Buxton or Correa, but conveniently don't see any of those up today.
Nothing's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's pointing towards a Strider gem, chat. Knock on wood. So let's hope he goes out there, does his job. Okay. The Twins' offense right now is inept against right-handed pitching. Let's hope they keep striking out. Did you say 30% of the bats they've been striking out against righties?
30% K rate, yeah.
Sheesh. Holy smokes. Do I like the Gators tonight? No, I like LSU tonight, brother. Give me LSU. Skeens is going to shut that bitch down. He's getting the win. Gallo base, no thanks. I'm good on that. Javon?
I mean, there's going to be like a solo shot maybe off of Strider.
Yeah.
So like
And
if
it could be
anybody's going
him.
to do it, if anybody's going to do it, I wouldn't shock for it to be one of the two gentlemen up for 0.5s on the screen.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Both those guys will probably combine for 8 strikeouts in this game and 1 home run.
Yeah, I can see
Straight
it.
up. Unbelievable. All right. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Detroit versus Texas, Javon. We've got Boyd going against Heaney. Totals up from 8.5 to 9. Lines move 10 cents-ish towards the Rangers. Shocker, lines move towards them every damn game. And they're getting 90% of bets and handle on the ML and even more than that on the spread. So, Javon, is this a square over we can back, or am I going to get hurt again by taking another Rangers over that I want to take and never hits?
You know, I kind of lean the under here. I was talking with Pete about this a little yesterday. Line did move up initially, but it also got up to 9.5 and came very quickly back down.
Okay.
It's weird because like Heaney's been great, at least in like the matchups that have been really good for him. But like the Tigers, everybody looks at their offense and seen, you know, it's been pretty anemic. They haven't put up many runs, very obviously, but they're still like one of the better teams in the league, at least in the upper half of the league, and like pretty much anything against lefties. Even in like the last month, they're like between 10 and 15 in like every single category. Especially like hard hit rate too. Hard hit rate, they're around the same, which is kind of what you want against Andrew Heaney. They've also done this all with like the second worst BABIP in the league against lefties in that time span, which is pretty impressive. So like on paper, like it's not the worst matchup in the world for them. You know the swing and miss is going to be there no matter what side you're going to against the Tigers. Heaney strikeout, somebody said is super red. I don't think that's a bad look. I think he's going to generate plenty of whiffs, especially if that slider is on today. The real question, I guess, is Matthew Boyd, who has already pitched once against the Rangers. He was actually really, really good against the Rangers, albeit at home. He just gave up, I think like 5 in like the last – he got into the 7th inning for God knows what reason. And he gave up like 5 in the 6th and 7th combined. One of them was a 3-run shot, I believe, by Corey Seager. So it's strange because I looked at that outing too, and they're super aggressive early in the count, which if the Rangers have that good of a grip on a matchup and they're going to see him for the second time, maybe that scares me a little bit. But I think Heaney can pitch pretty well today. So I lean that under. I definitely am not laying any sort of minus 200 on the Rangers, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers squeak this one out.
Yeah, and then that Heaney strikeout square. I mean, look, he is going against the Tigers, but he's a red out gob. He did have 6 in his last outing, but before then, 5, 5, 5, 3. He's at 6 today, but he's also facing a crummy team, chat. So that has something to do with it as well.
Like the Tigers and Twins, like all the squares are like going to be weird against those teams. I guess Royals too. It's just you can't give them that much respect. And this is weird too because like again, I was talking with Pete about this, and Matt Boyd just weirdly he is just nails on the road for God knows whatever reason. He's had some easier matchups, I guess, on the road. Kind of like we were talking about Kyle Freeland, like at home in Coors, why his numbers are so good there, but it's not as dramatic. It's like to see. I don't know. Maybe he comes out and he just absolutely shoves today. I wouldn't be shocked.
All right. Maybe I'll just stay off that game then for the betterment of everybody. Okay. Dylan Cease versus Detmers. Javon, this should be a pretty good one. All right. The White Sox have been showing a pulse recently. They've at least been competitive, winning some games, scoring some runs. Robert, I think, hit a nuke last night. Very cool. Detmers, looks like he's back. He's been pitching better recently. We know he's had the stuff. He just really does not lock in or have the accuracy a lot. But recently he's been good, Detmers. Javon, this line has not moved a ton, 10 cents maybe towards the Angels, maybe a half a run up for the total. And the splits, I mean, Angels are public, not surprising. And the total is pretty much split right down the middle, maybe a hair more on the over, nothing crazy. Where are you at with this game? I know we're going to talk Trout strikeout square. I know we need to talk Cease strikeouts because Trent was talking about pairing Cease with Strider strikeouts. And honestly, that might be a square two-piece I could even get behind today. Where's your head at in this game?
Yeah, so if you want to talk about corporate under of the day, this seems to be it. With two pitchers who you're kind of buying them at their highest point now, I guess you could say. Maybe with Cease, like you could certainly argue like the beginning of the year is his highest point, 100%, but he struggled for a while. Now he's had a couple of starts where he's looked really, really good. And then Detmers too. He didn't necessarily struggle as hard as Cease, but he's really starting to come around. I'm certainly buying into Reed Detmers long term, 100%. But this total went up 8 to 8.5 very early from the open. It did come back briefly to 8. Now it's back up. It's kind of at that little minus 120 at the under 8. So it's borderline, whatever you want to call it. But I definitely like Cease here a little more than I like Reed Detmers. I think some of the matchups that you get with the White Sox against lefties that have kind of disappeared a lot this season are going to start to come back today, especially with Reed Detmers. The White Sox are like shockingly one of the lowest. They have like one of the lowest chase rates in the league against the slider. I was looking at that because that's Reed Detmers' calling card, or it has been since his little resurgence here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them make life a little tough on him, work him into some deep counts where he's not getting the strikeout pitches in the same number. So I guess today I'm backing Cease's little comeback a little more, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some runs here for sure.
What's more corp, the under in this game or the over in Cincy Baltimore?
Probably the over in Cincy Baltimore, but probably not by much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I would be more than okay with taking the over in this game. Totals up with these two guys who have been nails recently. Sure. And wow, that is a W for Lauren. Holy smokes.
Hilarious.
Unbelievable. We might need to get her on BTL this week to hear that story.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Cook. We're cooking, John. We're cooking. All right. We got 6 games to work with today, brother.
Yeah.
Come on now. White Sox money line?
That would probably be what I lean.
Over is the better play in this game.
I think White Sox is the better play in this game, but
I'm with you.
I'm with you. It's just because like I'm on the side of quite a few corp things today. This is probably the one that I could see faltering the most.
Okay.
In the under.
Okay. Well, we could put in Trout over 1.5 strikeouts. Do you want to give your reasoning behind that, or do we even need to?
I mean, I feel like we know the reasoning behind that one. I mean, it's Mike Trout up for 1.5 strikeouts. It's like Aaron Judge when he was up the one time when he faded him
against Biebs.
Yeah, it's not like this is Spencer Torkelson, or I think Julian's up today too for 1.5 strikeouts. This is Mike Trout, so his numbers are definitely nothing impressive against Dylan Cease. He was up for half a base, even though they took it down. It wasn't a mistake. That's just his line on the book that got kind of teetering the line as far as what they're going to put up or not.
Yeah,
still listed for half a base on the books, just super juicy. So that in itself is strange. He's going to K twice today.
100%. I'm with you. Small sample size against Cease, 1 for 6, 3 strikeouts against him. So strikes out in half the at bats. Cease right now has his strikeout stuff, although he may give up some solo bombs. Maybe Shohei hits one out. Maybe even Trout hits one out. But I see him getting 2 strikeouts. I'm with you on that. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
I also saw Trout's fantasy score got bumped down. And look, I'd rather take the strikeouts, but I'm just saying his fantasy score did get bumped down. So did Eloy's on the White Sox. Thought that was interesting. Wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other guys from this game that you wanted to target?
Yeah, I'm good. Good on these props.
Okay. Dubs. And also, Matt Olson got bumped up from 7.5 to 8.5. I know he's been on an absolute tear. Maybe we don't with the voice crack, maybe we don't nibble or bite on that prop, but I would not be opposed to taking him once again.
Yeah, I mean, you got no problems for me. I think that's a guy like, yeah, he hit 4 home runs in 3 games, but when he's hot like this, he's hot. Even when he's not in Great American Ballpark. So I wouldn't be mad at nibbling at him either.
Yeah, maybe the run. I'm kind of with chat. Maybe the fantasies bait at this point. The total bases also looks so free. I mean, my goodness. We'll keep that one in the back pocket, chat. We're not going to add it, but we'll keep it in the back pocket. All right. And they have the scoring up there on Prize Picks as well, Fragmite. So if you want to check and see what everything's worth, it's pretty simple. They have the chart up there on Prize Picks for scoring as well. Okay. Over in White Sox and Angels. I like that play.
Yep.
I like that play. Run is minus 135. Weird that that's up, but maybe the juice is moving. They haven't taken it off yet. Okay. Good. One more game, Javon. The Nats in Seattle. I think Luis Castillo absolutely deals against us today. I'll be honest with you. I need thoughts. I think he absolutely shoves. We just stole 2 games from the Padres. Already mentioned it. That was like our World Series. We're giving our best effort when we're playing that team. Not only from the players who got traded from that team, but also David Martinez. We know he wants to beat them. They took Soto. We got something to prove, right? Now we're leaving. We do have a short flight back. And I think Seattle actually travels further and got a later flight in last night, but I don't even care. All right, this is a Castillo bet. I think that's some serious respect for Seattle on the ML there. Castillo has been a little bit hittable recently. Trevor Williams has been nails recently, or at least in his last start. I thought this was a fat line. I thought this would be closer to minus 200. I think Seattle rolls. It would be a good ML piece. Seattle ML today. I don't see them losing to the Nats. I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the minus 1.5 at home. I don't.
You are? Okay, so you're on the same page with me. Okay.
Yeah. I was looking into Castillo's matchup here too, which honestly, I mean, he DM'd me this last night and we're looking at it. Some of his lines are honestly moving the wrong way. Not that they're super high to begin with. So I guess it's kind of at the point where I really don't care. But I was looking into this matchup. Like, he's at home where he's been significantly better. 203 at home, 9 starts, 424 on the road, and 6 starts. And some of these starts I get struggled the most were against the Rangers and against the Cardinals, where he gave up 7 and 8 hits. And he's kind of like Zach Wheeler and a guy that like he's super specific of like the teams that he struggles against, because he struggles against teams that hit the ball hard and hit a lot of fly balls. Because like hard hit rate, the Rangers are first, the Cardinals are second, the Nationals are 22nd. So it's a big difference. The Nationals are also like I said, like he struggles against fly ball hitting teams. The Nationals have the highest ground ball rate in the league. So like this is on paper a fantastic matchup for him to be absolutely locked in tonight. I think he was just at 36.5 fantasy score too, so that might have gotten bumped up while in the time period they were talking about it on the show. But I like him to absolutely dice today, and the fact that total's going up 7.5 to 8, with as well as I guess the books are expecting Castillo to pitch, me as well. I think they're just going to destroy Trevor Williams maybe at the end. Like I don't know if he's going to be absolutely horrible like he's been in some starts. Like he is coming off of his best start of the season, but maybe he goes and gives up like 3 solo shots, which isn't really a disastrous outing for him. But against guys like Big Country, maybe J-Rod touches him up, and that's really, I guess, enough to cover the run line if Castillo really shoves. So I'm laying the minus 1.5 for them.
Okay, I would not be opposed. We're on the same page with that. K's kind of low for a ball out sesh. I'm assuming you're talking about Castillo. Well, the Nats, the one good thing they do is they don't strike out. Best team in baseball and not striking out. They put the ball in play. Does not go far, but they put the ball in play. They don't hit home runs. Contact team. That's why it's low. All right. And honestly, even another reason why that fantasy score opened up that high is even weirder, because he's probably not going to get 10 strikeouts tonight. You know?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. All right. Seattle minus 1.5, huh?
Yeah,
you'd rather take that than the team total over.
Yeah, I would.
I just don't think the Nats score much. I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I would take Nats team total under. It's just at 2.5. So it's like, I think the Mariners could go out and win like 6-3. Like that's very possible.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. A Holt's coming in with a sub bang. Happy 4 months, bro. Appreciate that. Let's freaking go, my dude. People forget I hate sweating. Came in and gave out 10 sub bangs as well. Another W for my man. Really appreciate that, Beast. That's how you start off a Monday, and that's how you get the vibes up. Okay, chat. 3-2 on squad rides last week, ended with a winner on Friday. We're coming back with another winner today shortly. All right, we're going to get in the lab and craft up that squad ride, get that 100th win. All right, boys? But first, let's lock in this prize picks, Javon. We got a lot of really good squares. Right now, I've got Maley, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Santander, more than 8 fantasy score. We got Vogues, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Spencer Strider, more than 9.5 strikeouts. Mike Trout, more than 1.5 strikeouts as well. Would not mind putting in a 6th at this point if you have one up your sleeve, or maybe even breaking these down into 2-3 pieces, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we could break it up into a couple 3 pieces. To be honest with you, I really don't care about the strikeouts because I think you might get 8 innings from Luis Castillo. I like his fantasy score, which
So do I.
Confirmed, I think, did get bumped up.
Good. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. That
Twice.
is the last Infinity Stone. Got bumped up twice.
So it's 35.5. I didn't see that.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. All right. Well, maybe we sprink on this 6-piece and then maybe break this down into like an A-team 3-piece and a B-team 3-piece.
Yeah, we can
For
do
the
that.
people who want to actually see one go through the net here and not just a 6-piece that ends up going 5 for 6 or 4 for 6, and then we're in pest.
Fine with
Not
that.
on that one bit. Let me go ahead and lock this in real quick first, though, chat. And we'll make sure we tweet all this, guys. Don't you stress. No stress. All right, boys? But, Javon, I would like to split this up into maybe an A-team slip and a B-team slip. What do you think?
I'm down for that.
Okay. A-team, you think we go Strider, Trout, Santander?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Strider, Trout, Santander? A-team?
I like that.
Okay. And then that means B team, we are left with we got
Castillo,
Vogue.
Maley, Vogelback.
Yeah, we got Vogues, who's got to go first. Give the man some respect. Castillo, and then who else?
Maley.
Maley. That's a nasty one. That's
Yeah.
definitely a B team one.
Definitely
Hey,
is.
It's not mean it can't hit, chat. All right, Dobbs, I just locked these in. Chat, we'll make sure we post these. The A team, if you want to tail this 3-piece, we've got Santan, the man, more than 8 fantasy score. Spencer Strider, more than 9.5 strikeouts. And we got Mike Trout, more than 1.5 hitter strikeouts. All right, boys. And B team is Vogelback, Castillo, and Maley. All right, we'll tweet it all out. No stress. You got plenty of time. All right. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, BookItBTL. Okay. And make sure you guys follow us on Pickett. All right. We're going to do the squad ride here in a moment, but let's take a moment to talk about Pickett and how fire this app is. Guys, use promo code Krabs, use promo code Javon, download Pickett if you haven't already. It's free. Okay. Track your bets. Start being, transparent. Start holding yourself accountable, knowing how many units you're going up or down. And make sure that, you're not on the same squares as the Super Goats. Although last night you'd probably be happy you were. Okay. Download Pickett, by far the best bet tracking app out there. We use it every single day. I use it to track my bets. I'm in a legal betting state, W's. So you guys can always get my cards when I'm here at home on Pickett first. Okay. Pickett eats first. And they don't just have bet tracking, chat. You can also line shop. You can check splits. And they've got posts and a wall, kind of like Twitter, but just betting specific. So please download Pickett. I promise you won't regret it. It is a fire app if you bet on sports. No brainer that should be downloaded on your phone. All right, grow up, download Pickett. W's, boys. I'll donate 50 subs if he does. Wow. Watch Trent go 2 in a row. Viz Shadow. I'm going to hold you accountable for that, brother. If he runs it back, you got to donate 50 subs, a 50 piece. Okay? Dubs. I'm in California. Yep. Well, they got, prize picks and other stuff too out there, my man. So it's not just the books for tracking as well. Okay? Wow. Breezy's also going to donate 50 if he runs it back. Holy smokes. Ooh. And let's also make sure the vibes are immaculate when Serge starts up in 10 minutes, boys. He deserves it. Okay? Trent hasn't had a Super Goat since 9. He got one last night. He was doing a good thing, taking his girl out to dinner. All right, maybe there was good karma in there. let's keep the vibes up and let's bring the energy for Serge when it starts up because he deserves it. All right, boys. Hunter Brown legacies last night.
It's crazy.
And I can't believe he had Lane Thomas in that puppy. That makes me so happy. Lane Thomas has got to be on Trent's fridge for a year now.
Yeah. Unreal.
Certainly so. Maybe the most respect Lane Thomas has gotten so far this year, and he deserves way more. He does.
Yeah, and no, I wasn't even there, so I had absolutely no input. Maybe he saw the Drury RBI
Maybe
square.
the Drury one was a.
But he figures that out on himself. He's not stupid. It's like he put that together completely by himself. No goats. I was impressed.
Got to respect it. Hey, I will say Trent knows ball. He knows baseball. And yeah, it's just a little bit sweeter. I mean, I'm obviously biased, but it's a little sweeter that he had 2 Nats in there. So I'm assuming now we have a fan for life out of Trent for Lane Thomas, Mackenzie Gore, and just the Nats overall. How can you hate the Nats? They stink.
Yeah.
Come on. Nobody hates the Nats right now. W's. John Collins to the Jazz. Wow.
Rose ball.
Does that matter at all? Kind of.
Good. Yeah.
Good. All right, chat. And yeah, the Nerfy King is back. People forget he had the Nerfy over in London on that Saturday game. W weekend, Trent. Good work, brother. Let's keep the vibes up this week. Let's keep hitting bets. All right. I'll hop on Night Sweats a time or two this week as well. I got some time. All right. Krabs, how do you feel about Javon Quiverly going into transfer portal again? Sure. Whoever gets him is getting an absolute beast who might be a head case, but my God, can that kid score when he's on?
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
It's kind of soft leaving. Not gonna lie. Knew Aaron Estrada was gonna take some of his PT.
Wow.
Trying to compete.
Is that where Estrada ended up transferring? He's going to Bama?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Wow. All right. That is a little soft. Okay. Knew Grant Nelson was coming for him. Yeah, where did he end up?
He's there too, but he's
Oh my God. Are you
they don't
kidding
play
me?
the same position.
I know they don't, but Jesus, man. They're going to be freaking stacked once again.
Yeah.
Whew. Chat, we've got some work to do once we approach, wintertime in CBB, because 25% of D1 college basketball players enter the portal. We've got to relearn all these teams. We've got work to do. For now, we've got MLB bets to hit. All right, chat. It's about that time. All right, let's hit a goddamn squad ride. We got 99 wins, 99, 64, and 3, chat. That'll play, and that'll pat. All right, boys. You know the drill. We're going to give you 5 plays, and you guys are going to pick the winner in the Twitch chat. So get ready. All right, turn those brains on. Strider bumped to 9 again. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
He's gonna be going back and forth probably all day. I mean, get in at 9 if you can.
Locked it in.
Yeah, get in at 9 if you can. Watch it like a hawk. If it's there right now, take it. It's probably gonna go back up and go back down and go back up all day.
All right. Well, Javon, what do we want to put in here for the squad ride, my man? You want to put in Seattle -1.5?
I do.
All right. Okay, Seattle -1.5. I mean, if we put in the Cincy Baltimore over, it's probably going to hit.
It's probably gonna hit. It's probably gonna win. Yeah.
You want to put that in there, and you want to put the White Sox over in there to maybe cancel out some of the public juju?
The White Sox under the Corp one.
Yeah, you want to fade that and put the over in there for that game?
I don't know if I really do, because I can see one of those pitchers shoving. I'm hoping it's Cease. I think it's going to be Cease.
Soft.
Yeah.
All right, Cincy Baltimore over 10, Seattle -1.5, Atlanta -1.5. We're going to put one team in there -1.5 who's going to ball today. Why not put both?
Yeah, that's the one I don't necessarily like as much. I could see that being a one-run game.
Okay. We could put in the under in LSU and Florida after a bazillion runs last night.
Could do that. I'm not against that.
Okay. Wow, Rudy Gay and a future second-round pick for Collins. Okay. Do we know who's pitching for LSU? No, but I'm assuming Skeens will be out there at some point. LSU, Florida, under 9. Having a really hard time finding the right under today, Jeremy. Hey, I'll be waiting. You let me know, bro. When you find that under, you let me know. All right. Javon, I mean, it is a short slate. We could roll with just these 3 plays. Am I missing anything? Seattle -1.5, Cincy Baltimore over, LSU Florida under.
Yeah, I mean, we could just keep to that. Don't mind it.
Wasn't LSU just -135? Yeah, now they're -150.
Jesus. You're getting some Skeens intel probably.
Smokes. Yeah, that tells me we're getting Skeens today, boys. I already thought we were.
Yeah, you might
But
come
that's
out of the gate.
Good confirmation right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he'll be starting. You got to let him start. You don't want any, pulling Scherzer out of the bullpen in the playoffs and he pitches like shit because he's never done it before, not used to it. Let the guy start. If he can't go 100 pitches, he can't go 100 pitches, but you going to tell that guy to come out of the game?
Yeah, I really can't.
I sure as hell not. Wow. All right, look at college website. Let me know, chat, what you guys are seeing. All right. You still like that under 9?
See, I want to wait on like the wind report. That's what I want to do.
Any meteorologist, chat, in here, let me know.
So I assume it's not going to be like completely subsided, but if we get similar intel to like what Skeens is probably doing in the line right now, it's probably going to go up. And then I'll take the under.
Agreed. Chat, link for Surge Stream is in chat if you guys want to hop in, be first. There it is. GG Gators, sure. Whoa, squad right hit already. Devin, come on, take it back. Take it back. Well, Javon, if you don't want to take that under, we got to put something else in, bro. Atlanta -1.5. We could take Mets -1.5. Could take Baltimore money line.
I don't like the Orioles.
Poll closed. Yeah, we don't want that poll up right now, Chad. Hold on.
Yeah, we don't
We're
need
finalizing. We're finalizing.
Where we go? We go now.
Full 3 votes. We could go a prop as well. If you want to go Trout over 1.5 strikeouts, we could do that too.
We could do that. I'm not mad at putting that in the poll.
You could bet that on the books, can't you, too?
Yeah, you can.
All right, let's put that in there. Instead of LSU Florida, you're getting cold feet with that one?
Not cold feet, but if the wind's blowing out, you're probably going to see a 10, and then I'll take the under.
Okay. Wind is blowing northeast, which is blowing out. All right, Dyson, that's probably enough to keep us off there anyways. All right, chat. We'll go 3 plays, 3 winners, 1 prop in there as well. Seattle -1.5, Cincy Baltimore over 10, and Trout over 1.5 strikeouts. You can bet that on Prize Picks. You can bet that on the books. All right. White Sox ML, that's an honorable mention, Zach. I'm with you. I definitely lean that way, but I think I like that over better. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I can't bet that on 365. All right. Well, maybe vote for one of the book plays then, my man. I'm assuming those are going to win anyways. I know Krabs is hurting seeing this poll. What are we at? We're on the Mariners. Okay. Hey, I like the Mariners today. I think they work the Nats. I think they win this game by 2. So I like the play. I do. I did start this off by saying I think Castillo deals. We did put him in the Prize Pick. So probably going to be the Mariners, chat. But get your votes in. We got about 3 minutes. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. All right. The poll is up. Want to see at least over 100 votes for the winner. Get those numbers up, boys. Get those numbers up. All right. Hope you guys had a great weekend. All right. It's Monday. W Subbangs from chats. A lot of people in here today. Absolutely love the energy. All right. What's the Prize Picks BTL entry? We will tweet that out this afternoon. Do not worry. All right. We got you. Make sure you guys are downloading Pickett. Make sure you guys are voting in the poll, in the Twitch chat. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. We got about 1 minute. Maybe 2. Maybe. And this is a win-win for me, chat. Look, the Nats somehow pull a win out of their ass and they surprise me. It's a win, or I make some coin fade. It's a win-win. All right? Do we have lax this week? No. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah, go one more week, right?
Yeah, we got 1 more week. I don't know if you guys have been following, but they're doing some sort of like world nationals right now with lacrosse. So they've got that on ESPN Plus if you guys are bored, but we can't bet on it. So I haven't really been talking about it. Really stinks. But the USA team's balling. Japan's balling. Canada's balling. It's been good to watch, but you can't bet on it, which stinks. So we need PLL back ASAP, chat. I got my Redwood shirt on. Absolutely fire. We got about 2 more weeks, though. 100 votes for the M's. Let's go, boys. Okay. All right, last call for a vote. Last call to get your votes in. How do we feel about the Braves and Mariners two-piece? I like it. Dyson, square up. When does the Little League World Series start? We need those lines? Yeah, we do. And you can bet on those. Uh-huh.
Crazy.
You actually can.
Yeah.
Are you all posting the prize picks? Yes, sir. I promise we'll post the prize picks. All right, Beast? Don't you worry. No stress. I've been at work and missed it. Yes, sir. We got you. All right. We got a 6-piece. We got an A-team 3-piece and a B-team 3-piece. All right, boys. Look, Seattle's going to absolutely destroy the Nats today. I don't care who's traveling from where or what's going on. Castillo, look, we can't hit him. He's a righty strikeout guy. The Nats are going to struggle tonight. Castillo pitches a gem. Seattle wins this game by a couple. They get some runs off of Williams, and we cash a squad ride to start the week off right with a winner, chat. All right? Let's smack this 100 squad ride win. All right, boys? We're 99, 64, and 3. When I come on here tomorrow, I want to have like a little party hat on or something, 100 wins. Maybe a little kazoo. All right? We'll have a little celebration.
There you go.
All right? But first, let's get it through the net. All right, boys? It's Javon's play, Jengus.
Yeah.
Sure.
No Krabs was coming on here giving a home run line against the Nats.
No chance. No chance. All right, boys. W Monday, W Vibes. Tons of people in here today. Make sure you guys stick around for the Surge stream. If you're feeling frisky, maybe even hop up and pitch a play. We need a W new face today to start the week off right, chat. So we'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. You know the drill. All right, BTL boys are out. We'll be seeing Trent. Let's follow up that Super Goats with another winner, brother. Come on. Why not us?
Yeah.
Why not us? We believe in